G'day Annex, g'day Flex Alex Images. First stream. Okay, can I get a check on the quality of the audio and the video at the moment? What are we going to mess with today? We are still finishing up this low ohms meter. I managed to find a bunch of 16-bit, and it looks like the stream's not coping with 1080. Crap. Let's see if this picks up any better. It just seems like my machine can't quite get to the 1080. Still not good enough. I might have to reset the stream again. Yeah, I can see it's about 4 frames per second. Pretty abysmal. Alright, I'll do a restart and drop down to 720p. Okay, we're back. Let's see if this is any better. I really don't understand why the encoder chokes and dies. It's only sitting on about 30% CPU. Yeah, it's not even over 50% CPU, so I'm really not sure what's going on there. Audacity might help you, since I suppose I could put some sort of filter in there, but I think the bigger problem really is my microphone headset combination. Oops. Anyway, let's try get into this. I almost finished it. I should have been finished ages ago, but that's the nature of it. And now I can't remember which one was pin 1. Oh, yeah. I've lost my wick. Where's my wick? Found my wick. Got a new roll of wick coming, and along with the capacitors for this light to stop it flickering. And they're taking their sweet time getting here. And it's currently almost 1 o'clock. Which means, looks like I'm going in for another late one. I was lucky, back when I was doing the manufacturing a lot, the company Linear, who make a lot of parts, like that group, they sent me a whole bunch of different ADC, analog digital converters and precision references, and I found I've got about 5 of these 16-bit ones that I was after. They're just sitting there, didn't have to buy anything. Belgium standby. Jabara. Okay. Let's see. Make sure I get the right ones. Don't need to open up those ones. These are pin compatible with the 24-bit version, interestingly. Oops. I only need one. The only difference is when you read the data out of them, you have to change the software a little bit so that it only reads 16 bits rather than about 32 bits that you read out for the 24-bit one. What about the multimeter? The multimeter, it does work, but I've sort of given up on that for the moment until I can get the Bluetooth wireless. Crap's sake. The trouble with big parts like this, come on, move a little bit, just there we go. The trouble with big parts like that is that the hot air surface tension, we're using the soldering surface tension, isn't quite enough to pull them in. Now sneeze, yeah. I'm just checking that the legs are all in there. I can see there's a couple of pads on the parts that I added today that haven't been finished up. Okay, we can start adding sockets and headers now. I need to get a better lighting system in here. Yeah, these are quite expensive 0.1 pitch headers that I use. They're good quality ones, but now I'm sort of don't like using them too often because of their cost. But I'm going to be using these to install the daughter board. And for the daughter board I need a 4 and a 3. So I'll go for 3 and go for 4. And then remember to put these back in a proper place. Oops. Okay. Did I lose everybody on chat or has it just gone quiet? Actually, it's probably a bit early. America probably hasn't fully woken up yet. Every time you get close to your workplace, yeah, that's like I said, that's why I want to get these capacitors in, because they will cut that hum down quite a bit. I think I'm gonna have to trim these headers back a bit. They're a bit long. But for now, we're just using them as a placeholder so I can insert them into the board and get it right, like so. Well, Paul Daniels live stream when I'm awake. Oh, hello, Joshua. Yes, I'm trying to be a better internet citizen and participating in more frequent live streams. And here we go again, the rocking chair. Trying to do the rocking chair soldering here. Ah, turn on the fume extractor, Paul. And that's a completely botched job. Look at that. Dreadful. Easy enough to fix. Maybe not. I'll just put hot air over it and push it down. There we go. Better now. Okay, so we've got to trim these off. Still a little bit long. Speaking of long, I haven't seen Chris Long do a stream for a little while. Blue tack works well for that rocking, yeah. Or a wooden peg, as I think it was Amy that said that. Someone said a wooden peg, that's true. I just get a bit lazy, to my own detriment. Okay. Alright. I've got a bit of a... it sits there. That's what I want. So now I'll put the other headers on. Put that aside. Got a bag with all my stuff. Is my audio voice getting over the fume extractor, or has it been dominated? Okay, good, thanks. Yeah, I was just worried about the fume extractor being a bit overpowering, but fortunately, because I've got the headset on, at least it helps a little bit. Okay, serial port. Ah, idiot. I lifted that up way too soon, and as a consequence, it just slipped right back out. Oh, that's a pain. Oh well, just have to wick that out. Hi Chris, it's a commercial design that I produced quite a few years ago, and so yeah, I'm just thought I'd put one back together since I did want to do a video on short detection, and I needed a low ohms meter for the purpose of that. So, okay, so the serial port's in. Let's see. This here is my programming port for the AT Mega, the AVR, and these here are my display headers for the LCD panel. Typically use a sponge for one-off connector soldering. Yeah, that's a good idea, Chris. It's amazing how many things you just don't think to do. Whoops. I have to get that lined up first. No, still no good. Almost. Perfect. Yeah, it's amazing how many things you don't think to do until you're halfway through something. Where's my headers? Headers? Right. Oops. But here is one cheat way of doing what I need to do next. Let's see. This is an old board. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, somehow I got 7. Idiot. There we go. G'day Microfix. Nice to see you here. I should point out the alignment of these headers is not that important because I have a flex cable going to it as opposed to some sort of rigid connector. So they could come off at a really odd angle and it wouldn't matter one bit. Okay, so they're all good. Now, what am I doing? Oh yes, my terminal blocks. Where are they? To be honest, I really don't like the 2 input ones. I think I might put the 3 input ones on. But I have to hot air them off. Not a problem. Except my head air's gone cold. Hopefully I can just drop them out. Come on, drop out. Drop out, damn it. There we go. Pretty good. So any of you guys, I imagine most of you tend to also watch Lewis and Jessa, Chris Long. Any of you guys watch Jason Bulmer of STS Telecom? That one came out much faster. Why am I building this again? Well, because it'd be nice to have a low ohms meter on hand, and also because I want to do another video on short circuits and how to find them, or why they can sometimes not be able to be found. It's very naughty of me to be reusing old parts, but I don't have any more of these. I don't have any more of these three-way terminal blocks. They're 0.1 mil pitch, so they're not your normal big ones, obviously. That looks good enough. There we go. You never get them quite close to the board. Just better off to pop them, put a bit of silicon or something around them. What else have we got? Oh yeah, we've got the big TO220. I'm actually going to not put that in there. Instead, I'm going to steal, at least I think I can. I've got a damn focus is out for that. Just hang on. Let's see if I can get it where I want first, and then let's. Okay. I'm going to steal this little unit here. That's a 0.1% precision resistor. It's not as good as the big one, but for my initial testing it will be fine, and if it works how I want and everything's functional, I will then switch over to the big expensive one. And now I've got to go back and focus. There we go. Nope, lost the chat. No. Where'd the chat go? Nope, not you. Oh, sorry, lost the chat there for a sec. Hello, Merrick. Let's see. Don't know the guy. The name of the guy from STS Telecom. Yeah, that's Jason Fulmer. I suppose it depends whether you've got Germanic descent or not, whether you pronounce that as a V or an F. I tend to prefer to pronounce it as an F. But yeah, he's super organised and he does a really nice job on the work he does there. Puts me to complete shame. But I see he finally picked up 10,000 subscribers. I think it was last night, which was good stuff. Come on. This is not going how I want, naturally. Do not bridge it. I don't want to bridge. With these resistors, we use 4-wire connection. You've probably seen them on MacBooks and things like that, where you have your main current pair coming in, but then you also have the sense pair separately. Okay, I think that's no. I think I've completely fecked that up now. Definitely, if I get this working, I'll be switching over to that bigger one. Okay. New open board view has been blocked by Bitdefender. I believe it's a false positive. Daniel, where did you download that? Because we did have some trouble originally when we were doing the what was it? We were doing the builds using Visual Studio, which was pretty hilarious, and yeah, we were getting false positives on that. But then we switched over to the cross-compile build with Linux to make the Windows binary, and those issues went away. But yeah, if you can, do you want to send me a link or something, or was it the one from the Open Board View site? From link below. Yeah. Put spaces in the URL instead of full stops, and they will let you post. It's just a limitation of YouTube. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Not doing anything important. Right. Okay, well, I suppose before I plug things in, because I think we're done, I should check that it doesn't blow up, which would be a nice thing. I've probably forgotten some random little bits and pieces, but we'll see how we go. Oops, sorry about that. Ground is middle, top is positive. Switch. Useless piece of chip. And I need to steal the 12 volts from the crash bang boom. Great. Stealing the 12 volts from the extractor fan. Hopefully we won't get a flashbang here. No, we've got a light. Okay. That's a good sign. It barely shows up there. Here, There you go. GitHub release the Twilight Zone. Yeah, that's interesting. Is it only just started being blocked by Bitdefender? Because we used a website, I can't remember what it was. I think I've got it listed on that Open Board View page to check to see whether it's conflicting with anything or if any of the virus programs report it, and they were coming up with nothing. So I'll have to go back and check that now. But thanks for letting me know. Alright, so it seems like we've got some output here. I'll just go get my multimeter somewhere. Won't be a second. Alright, I'm back. I left my leads in my other workshop in my administration office. That. Let's go for volts. Yep, that's my multimeter screaming about the volts. And let's see. Naturally, I've made it all very awkward here to test. Okay, we should have 5 volts. Well, this should be 1145. Yep. I'll check my test point. 4.99. That's good enough for me. Means I won't blow up the board when I plug it in. Oh, okay. Thanks, Flex Alex. Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. Virus Total. That's the site that I was using a lot before. It was always hilarious that it would complain most with the Microsoft Visual Studio build version. It just seemed rather comical to me. My childish bantering of Microsoft products. Alright, I'm only going to put 1 or 2 screws in there to hold that board down. Let me just adjust this. No, Paul, you don't know what you're doing. Paul, definitely don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Put some light back in here. This is one of the more amusing things about doing commercial products, is you have this whopping great big case and pretty much nothing in it. Loop pump, yeah, there's some serious issues with the wiring in this house, so one of these days I'm going to have to spend a lot of money and get an electrician in to sort it out. Just turning off some other things. It's all coming from this lamp here. That's the primary antenna for it seems. Like if I grab the lamp, it probably will go berserk. I'm holding on to that. See if it goes louder for you. No magic smoke, damn right, thank God. Well, fixing things. About time you got here, considering I was giving you up to the second updates on what I was doing. It's really slack. Alright, so our LCD just plugs in like this. That's good. Put our power board in. If I get the right... that's right. I changed the orientation around on the most recent version of it, so it tends to make it a bit weird. And I've been doing that with the power connected in, but thankfully I've got the switch off. Alright, next bit is okay. Where's my little screwdriver? There we go. Now this one here are the sense lines. They're the ones that give back to me whatever the voltage is being dropped across the device I'm testing. I mean, I even went so far as to make sure I put little wire ferrules, whatever you call them, ferrules, so that they wouldn't splay out. Come on, get in the hole. Honestly. Story of my life. There we go, that one's in. Alright. it is rather cute. I looked at it on the broadcast here, and I think it's a bit of that foreshortening effect. But you're right, it does have a bit of a cuteness about it. Right, I just realized I haven't flashed this. I have not flashed the firmware onto the chip. Fantastic, so nothing's going to come up. Change the year 2011. Yeah, there you are. That gives you an idea how long ago it was. And that was the final revision board. And it's just been sitting in my archives along with a few hundred other boards, waiting for the day I need to bring it out again. Alright, now to flash this I am going to need a Atmel programmer. So that's in the other room, and be back beginning. Well, I was pretty adamant that my programmer was in the other room, but I can't find it. I should say programmers, because let's see if they're in here. No, just circuit boards, more circuit boards, more random circuit boards. Yep. Abandoned projects. Okay, this is definitely not my... No, definitely not the one I was at. Oh, I was wondering where these were. These are tiny little voltage references. They're probably way out of calibration now. These are home etched circuit boards, but the chip themselves, I think they were 0.02% precision, something like that, 0.05%, and I used them to calibrate my multimeter back when it mattered to me. These days it does not. Slab projects from 5 years ago have yet to finish. Yeah, it gets like that, doesn't it, Amy? Oh, come on, my program has got to be around here somewhere. Yeah, quick visit here. Oh, g'day, Mako. Cool. Yes, the thing is starting to get into its case. I'll show you the front of it, by the way. So, yeah, probably a bit close there. How's that? That's it there. The what do you call it? The Lexan front probably was the most expensive part of the whole project. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go try to find that programmer. I've got them all in a single box, so naturally I've lost the box, and therefore I've lost them all. But I will find them. Just give me a minute. They were in this room in the whole time. Typical. Not that one. There we go. Dodgy homemade AVR programmer with the wrong lead set in it. That's okay. Let's change that out. Plug in the right lead set. Oh, look, a hair from 100 years ago. Okay. And that will plug into there. And we will rely on very professional friction, or I should rather say interference hold, to keep that in there while I program it. Okay, I'm gonna have to change the position of this webcam temporarily. Stretch your legs, stretch your legs. Can't stretch your legs. Oh well. We'll just have to lift this up a bit. I'm wondering if I can't somehow show you what I'm going to do on screen. Just not sure how. Oh well. I'm sure you can wait while I do this. You can watch my fatness. There we go. You have a look at that while I do this. Because I just installed this laptop about 10 minutes before I got online, which means I don't have my AVR programmer GCC stuff in here at the moment. Oh, shame you didn't get to see what my password was. That's apt search AVR GCC. No. It's been so long since I've set up. Oh, I'll use AVR, do it right. Apt install AVR dude bin utils AVR. What else am I going to do? AVRA, AVR libc. Hopefully they'll pull in everything else I need. Okay, we've got questions here. The 2.2x3 header sucks at designing one level because you always need Ah, very good fixing things. Yes, finally you've caught up with my nickname. I was only known as Jack when I was living over in South Africa, so it was 4.5 years that nobody called me by the name Paul. It was just Jack, 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 Jack. And the nice thing is, everybody bribed me with bottles of Jack Daniels, which I actually didn't drink. I didn't find the stuff that tasty. Jack Daniels to me feels like a hot wire brush down the throat. I'm probably going to lose half my subscribers now. Okay, the AVR packages are installing. The next thing I have to do is pull the source over from my workstation, which I can fortunately do with a secure copy. Secure copy, recursive, um, 192.168.1.159, which is useless to you all because it's an internally routed IP range. And naturally, because I didn't bother to specify a particular path or project, I'm now getting all my projects routed, copied over. That's okay, it'll only take a minute or two. So has anyone noticed that there's been a bit of a slowdown, or a bit of, or maybe it's just me, but it seems like Chris and Lewis haven't been streaming that often lately. Quite childish, that Jack all the time. Let's see. Do you speak some Dutch words? Except yeah, as South African, it's a bit Dutch-like. Yes, it's. I'm a bit out of it, but when I talk to my South African associates, I will tend to fall back into some minor South African. But it's been 17 years now. It's pretty much all out of me. I will swear occasionally in Afrikaans. Why would you need a bridge? Sorry, never used single side, never had to route board in that configuration. If you're wondering why I've got the 2x3 configuration with the right angle connectors there, that's just they're just signal on off headers I use. I only need Sprake Nederlands. No. Ek gaan nie Afrikaans praat nie. That's pretty much what I now say when people start talking in Afrikaans to me. Uh, the usual how's it going is Gundit, or what is it? Very South African is Lukkabru. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. So, yeah, the swearing always stays with you. The dreadful phrases and things like that. But yes, I agree. Let's keep it English. The Netherlands. I've got another person I know over in the Netherlands. I'm pretty sure he goes by the handle of Creature with a K. I think he's on my subscriber list. He's done quite a lot of stuff. Oh right, my projects are finished. Copying over projects, and now I have to work out which one of them was the correct one for this board. Fortunately, I was smart and labeled it correctly. LOM 14 CMB. Make run. Press enter. Well, it compiles, but obviously because the programmer is not connected to anything, it didn't do anything. What do I need here? I need a um, mini USB cable. God damn it! Look, boxes of USB cables, and I can't find a mini one right now. Oh, here we go. Now, I don't know how many of you are also designers or would build stuff, but if there's one thing I have truly come to hate, well, I guess I shouldn't say hate. I just realised I have run out of ports now on the computer. Okay, and I need a micro USB. Oh, this is hilarious. In order to do this, I need to plug in a hub, but the hub needs the micro USB, sorry, the mini USB. So now I've got to go find another mini USB cable. Oh, fly me. I'll get back to what I was saying about designers in a second. I need to go find another cable. Okay, cable found. Took me a little longer than I thought. Plugged in. And hopefully when I plug it into here I don't vaporize things. Well, it's got a signal, so that means that the operating system has detected it. And can't find it. Maybe I need to be super user. Nope. Alright, okay, well enjoy your dinner. Can't explain, sorry, but you can't make a PCB through. Minis don't have a latch to hold the cable in place. Oh, you mean like those two little notches? The thing I like about the mini connector is it's got a tongue in it that is actually thick. Like, this bottom portion here, it doesn't break off when you accidentally knock the cable. I think in the future there's going to be a lot of computers needing repaired USB-C connectors. Oh, what happened there? Something went wrong. That's interesting. It doesn't seem to like the signature that this chip has. Now either I've got a defect on the I've either got a defect on the board or it's not the chip I thought it was. Oh, it's working now. Okay. Hmm. Oh great, it's flashing the EEPROM. I forgot about that. Cancel. And it looks like I had a segmentation fault in there somewhere, and I'm not sure why. Oh well, no big issue. Alright, now to see if this has any hope of working. Later release of the chip? Yeah, I think it might be. Yep, it's a 168PA, that's why. Yeah, Amy, I use these in the 4-bit nibble modes. Okay, let's see if we can get the lowdown on this. You're feeling seasick now? Good. Okay, see if we get anything come up. Oh, come in close. Aha! Aha! It actually turned on. Come on, boot properly. Or you just get stuck there. It's not supposed to stay like that. What's going on? Turn that off. I suspect it might have something to do with the EEPROM writing failure. Either that or my frequencies are wrong. It might not have, it might not have burnt the fuses correctly. Okay, now we. What does the L stand for? Low. L stands for low. Oh crikey. It's been so long, obviously, since I've looked at this code that I have very little idea of where I've done things. But at least it started. That's a good sign. That means things are running how I want. Pretty good. Oh, in PLD. Yeah, that's my middle name, which is Lawrence. Bit of a story behind that one too. Apparently, my parents were a bit busy or weren't sure of what sort of middle name to give me, so they didn't give me any middle name, and I had to pick my own when I was about 8 years old, which I suppose is pretty neat. Get to choose your own middle name. Paul Low Daniels. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was something else you're referring to. Clock scale preset is set to 1, so that should be running at 8 megahertz. So I'm not sure why it's not pulling out of that loop there. And as it is, when it gets to that point, it should already be done. Damn it. This keyboard is obviously not my fancy IBM weapon unit. I'm just going through the code, trying to look at where the various things are. Okay. Maybe I'm having trouble with the serial port. Is this okay? Let's turn that off. I'm just going to try and adjust this down again. Not really getting the lighting how I want. It's a bit precarious. Oh well. Let's try again. Oh, it should come straight out of that. Why are you not working? And even if I haven't got any cables plugged in at the moment, but even still it should. Let's see if the reset button works. No, maybe I've got something wrong here. To be fair, I don't know which. Oh, come on. I don't know which set of that 3 I'm supposed to be using. Well, it can only be one of the other 2, 3. I was fairly sure it was the first one though. Amy, it's using the internal oscillator. There's no need in this case. I don't need the precision of an external crystal oscillator on this, so it saves me a few parts. I am wondering perhaps if I need to recompile this with the PA, because it could be a case of a lot of the functions and the assembly can be similar, but it may just be one little thing that's different and causing it to get upset. Well, according to the compiler, it seems like 168 pretty much is my only option. Excuse me. Can I access device specs for... Okay, let's have a look at what devices I do have. So anyone out there who uses AVRs on a regular basis know what AVR GCC wants for the 168 PA? I can see the Mega 88 PA. Sorry you guys aren't really getting much of the action with this. Oh great, I've lost I've lost my Vim window. Where are you, Vim? It seems I may have closed it. Oh well, I can live with that. Yep, I must have subconsciously closed it. Gotta love that. Oh, it is the PA. Okay. Can't hear well enough. Is that any better for you, Stray? Yeah, Pony Prog, that was more to do with, yeah, no. Make, clean, make, make, LCD.O. Great! Now my stuff's still not compiling. Other problems. Brilliant! Yeah, I'm using AVR, dude. And the programmer is an AVR tiny USB. Hmm. It really makes a nice sound. So I have not heard that one. Alright, well, according to this, it's complaining right now that it didn't want to build my LCD library. Sorry. What? After all these years, I find sometimes that the new compiler intelligence, as it were, or the new features they have in it, causes your builds to fail because they classify things now as errors rather than just warnings. What is the time? Oh, crikey, it's 2 o'clock in the morning again. You guys are killing me. I've got warning, warning, warning. Oh, and no, that shouldn't do it. So I'm going to remove my W all. In fact, I'm going to remove most of my build flags. No, that's no good. Is it a Hitachi LCD? No, it's the generic sort of. It's the generic 16 by 2 LCD with the HD. What is it? HD 6620 or something like that interface. I can't remember, to be honest. But I'm using a nibble feed mode rather than a full 8-bit feed. Yeah, Hitachi HD 44780, I believe. But right now, none of it's working. And it's because of the compiler. And that's why this is locked just at that startup, because what's probably happening is that the assembly is a little bit different for the PA, and it's causing it to either go into a lockup or an exception throw. I'm guessing it's a lockup because otherwise that screen would be flickering. The big problem here is I mean, I know my C compiler errors, but I'm not sure why. Yeah. Paul, you've gotten this far from 1 gig now. Tap out and go to bed. Yeah, I think you're right, Amy. No, I appreciate you making that comment because I do need to get up and do normal work in the morning, whatever normal work is. So I might just take 2 minutes to sit back and wind down. Programmer yeah, the firmware isn't the problem on the programmer. I have used that programmer about a month ago with another project that I had with my USB current meters and whatnot. And I just installed this operating system, and it's the very latest AVR, dude. The problem is that, as you mentioned, it's a PA chip in there, a 168 PA, and all my make files and everything like that were designed for the 168, and that was it. Sorry. Sorry, the 168p. So there's enough of variance between them to upset it. So I'm just going to have to wake up with fresh eyes tomorrow. It'll be one or two little adjustments in the make file, and it'll work. But I will make sure I do a live stream once I get this up and running. Yeah, yeah, this is the PA version. I don't know if my webcam's gonna. Yeah, I built this around the original P version, the 168p, and then yeah, this is the update PA. I didn't realise, so thank you for mentioning that. Otherwise, I would have run around for a fair bit wondering about that. I ran into a similar issue when I was converting from the tiny 13s over to the tiny 13A, and that had me stumped for half a day. So yeah, it catches you out slightly. I don't know what they've changed. It must be just a tiny change they do in the registry or in the mapping, the memory mapping. Something changes. Hi Paul, I saw one of your videos. You make backup of the iPhone without even screen working on Linux. I would say that the screen must have been working to some degree. Uh, do you know what was the title of that video, or what date was the video? Because unless that screen's working, there's no way you can. Oh, okay, no worries, Chris. That's okay. We should have this sorted tomorrow. It shouldn't be a big issue. Mayua, Myoa. Oh no, I'm making a mess of your name. I do apologize. Uh, yeah, I would love to be able to unlock and access backup phones without their screens working. But yeah, I think that might have just been either I misrepresented something accidentally, but I would definitely have had to have the screen running. But with Linux, if you're doing iPhone backups, then I'm using the iDevice backup too. So I'm going to type that in for Linux. Lib iMobile device.org and use iDevice backup 2 followed by iDevice unback. Yeah. Okay. At least I'm an hour earlier than I was last night for going to bed. And I have lost all my controls here. Firefox has vanished on me. I don't normally use this interface. Currently it's on Unity. I didn't have time to switch over to my preferred desktop or window manager, which is Fluxbox, and I'm suffering because of it. Closing. Don't need the volume control. Don't need that anymore. Now I'm just closing down everything. There's still process running. Okay, fine. Cancel. Oh, okay, it's back. That was weird. Lost that. Alright, time to crash and burn, as I say. And I may well be back tomorrow. I will most likely fiddle around to confirm that things are running before I drag you all back online here. So, thank you very much for watching. If you are wondering about the stuff that I use, like the webcam or anything like that, it is down in the descriptions. Let's see. Yeah, no, we'll see you next time, Chris. Thank you very much for the comment about the PA versus the A, because yeah, small things like that trip you up and send you on a wild goose chase for a while. So it's really good when people point it out. You might have been over here. That's okay. Oh, Jason. Ah, you just turn up now. You missed all the fun. Yeah, just for you, Jason. I'll show you the internals of the low ohms meter. That's what I'm wasting my time on. So it's almost working. It comes up with the title, but then it just locks up, and that's because most likely I've changed the chip, the microcontroller. It's a slightly different variant. It's a new variant compared to the one that the source code is compiling on for. So we'll fix that up, and it should be good tomorrow. Oh well, not a worry. Thanks all for watching, and again, like I said, anything you're curious about, just leave me a message in the comments or check in the description for all the items there. Yeah, so until next time, have a good one. I'll see you later. And I can't even work out how to switch it off. Ah, here we go. Stop streaming.